two. 1, 2, 3.
Please join if you want.
We are going to a place where music falls and fills up everything. Though it might be a long time, I know it's gonna be alright, 'cause we've already started to sing. Come and go with me. We can walk together, climb any mountain, brave any weather. The place we're going is a beautiful song, and while we're on our way, we can sing along. We are going to a place where music falls and fills up everything. Though it might be a long time, I know it's gonna be alright, 'cause we've already started to sing. And when we get there, we'll join that choir. Everybody's gonna be there, whole world on fire. Every light will shine on that endless day. We can sing through the night while we're on our way. We are going to a place where music falls and fills up everything. Though it might be a long time, I know it's gonna be alright, 'cause we've already started to sing. We are going to a place where music falls and fills up everything. Though it might be a long time, I know it's gonna be alright, 'cause we've already started to sing.
Because we've already.
'Cause we've already started to sing.
Yes, we've already.
Yes, we've already started to sing.
All right, hey everybody. As in Sanctuary style, we're going to start with some singing and continue with some singing. Put your roots down, put your feet on the ground. Can you hear what she says if you listen? Put your roots down, put your feet on the ground. Can you hear what she says if you listen? Let's say that one more time. Put your roots down, put your feet on the ground. Can you hear what she says if you listen? Put your roots down, put your feet on the ground. Can you hear what she says if you listen? Put your roots down, put your feet on the ground. Can you hear what she says if you listen? Put your roots down, put your feet on the ground. Can you hear what she says if you listen? Put your roots down, put your feet on the ground. Can you hear what she says if you listen? 'Cause the sound of the river as it moves across the stones. Your turn.
'Cause the sound of the river as it moves across the stones.
Let's say that again.
'Cause the sound of the river as it moves across the stones.
My turn. Is the same sound as the blood in your body as it moves across your bones. Is the same sound.
Is the same sound as the blood in your body as it moves across your bones.
Same sound.
Is the same sound as the blood in your body as it moves across your bones.
Sound of the river.
'Cause the sound of the river as it moves across the stones is the same sound as the blood in your body as it moves across your bones.
Let's do that again.
'Cause the sound of the river as it moves across the stones is the same sound as the blood in your body as it moves across your bones.
Goes like this. 'Cause the sound of the river as it moves across the stones is the same sound as the blood in your body as it moves across your bones. Your turn.
'Cause the sound of the river as it moves across the stones is the same sound as the blood in your body as it moves across your bones. 'Cause the sound of the river as it moves across the stones is the same sound as the blood in your body as it moves across your bones. 'Cause the sound of the river as it moves across the stones is the same sound as the blood in your body as it moves across your bones.
One more time.
'Cause the sound of the river as it moves across the stones is the same sound as the blood in your body as it moves across your bones.
Put your roots down.
Put your roots down, put your feet on the ground. Can you hear what she says when you listen? Put your roots down, put your feet on the ground. Can you hear what she says when you listen? Put your roots down, put your feet on the ground. Can you hear what she says when you listen? Put your roots down, put your feet on the ground. Can you hear what she says if you listen? 'Cause the put your roots down, put your feet on the ground. Can you hear what she says if you listen? Put your roots down, put your feet on the ground. Can you hear what she says if you listen? 'Cause put your roots down, put your feet on the ground. Can you hear what she says if you listen? Put your roots down, put your feet on the ground. Can you hear what she says if you listen?
Sound of the river.
'Cause the sound of the river as you move across the stones is the same sound as the blood in your body as you move across your bones. Put your roots down, put your feet on the ground, and you hear what she says if you listen. Is the put your roots down, put your feet on the ground, and you hear what she says if you listen. 'Cause the put your roots down, put your feet on the ground, as it moves across the stone.
Last time.
Is the put your same sound as your blood in your body as it moves across your bones.
And my turn. Lately I've been thinking about roots and wings. Lately I've been thinking how I need these things. Your turn.
Lately I've been thinking about roots
roots and wings. Lately I've been thinking that I need these things. Roots on the ground to keep me strong. Wings on my back so I can fly on home. Wings on my back. Wings on my back so I can fly on home. Wings on my back. Wings on my back so I can fly on home. One more time. Wings on my back so I can fly on home.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Sanctuary Boston. My name is Joe, and I'm going to invite us to light our chalice here in the room. Those of you joining online, if you'd like to light a candle or a chalice at home, or just take a slower breath as we arrive here this evening, you're invited to do so. Or you can put a candle in the emoji in the chat. Our chalice lighting words are from This Land Was Made by Ama Kojo. The soil of this land has been altered with an A also, by blood, sweat, and tears falling from black and brown bodies. Even when I am not aware of this, I am aware of this. How many ways can we read the refrain, "This land was made for you and me"? How was this land made? Who was made to do the making? Who is the you? Who is the me? Walking barefoot in my mother's garden, pouring water from a makeshift bottle, I feel dirt sink under the soles of my feet. Every few steps, the jug feels lighter. I enter the house to refill the jug, and clean water pours like a miracle from the faucet. The screen door swings shut behind me, then my feet return to the earth. The word soil communicates a sense of purpose. Soil means we hope something will grow here. And not just something, but a specific something, a something that will nourish us. Red-veined chard, squash, once blossom, a seed turned trellised vine turned crimson tomato. I water flowers whose names only my mother knows. I consider the spoils of this country and what has soiled it, the blood that won't come out. Even when I'm not thinking of this, I'm thinking of this. The sun is setting. It casts a pink hue across the clouds.
Welcome all to Sanctuary Boston, the community of vibrant worship and real connection, grounded in Unitarian Universalism and open to seekers of all kinds. My name is Matt, and I'm the Director of Community Life here at Sanctuary. Shout out to those of you joining online, all 42 of you joining from all over the place and connecting from afar. Thank you for being with us. And as other folks have said already, we invite you to participate this evening in whatever way your spirit needs. If what you need is to shout out some amens and sing along and try out some new harmonies and dance in your bedrooms or in the aisle or while you're making dinner, go for it. If what you need is to sit quietly and take some deep breaths and just soak in the sound, that's just as good. We hope you'll take care of yourself as we take care of each other. Just a couple weeks ago, I was on my annual camping trip with my longtime camping buddy, Will. And we did one of the hardest days of hiking that I think we've done in all of the years we've been doing this together. I think this was maybe our 20th trip. And for some reason, he waited till we were our oldest that we've ever done to pick the very hardest hike for us. But part of what I loved about this trip was getting out of my routine, doing something totally different, really pushing my body, hiking farther than I've ever hiked in a day. I also loved jumping into the coldest pond and gasping for breath, trying to catch my breath in just the rush of the cold. That kind of, that challenge, that pushing of my body, that connecting with my body. And I also loved getting a kind of rest that I felt like I hadn't gotten in a long time. There's something just so deeply relaxing to swing in a hammock looking up through the branches and through the pine trees above, or to lay on the ground or sit by the campfire far away from screens, having not looked at a screen for days. I feel like so much of my life is stuck in this in-between where my rest time is never quite going to sleep, and it's like not being super productive or energized. I'm just scrolling, or I'm trying to send one more email before I take a break or take lunch. And my hope is that that's what spiritual community is for us as well, that this is a place to get a kind of rest, a kind of renewal that we maybe don't get the rest of the week, or at least doesn't come easily, that's maybe hard to set the time aside for, to just really let go of the to-do list and leave it at the door, and to also be challenged in a way that maybe we don't do the rest of the week, to be more engaged with the world, not just scrolling the news, but either resting or doing something about the news. And that's part of what I get out of this community at Sanctuary, is to be a little more engaged on purpose, to rest a little better, a little more deeply on purpose. And so I hope whatever it is that you need here this evening, I hope you can find that, at least for a moment or two, I hope, in the singing or in the message or in the prayer. So with that, let's take a deep breath and center down into this place, to be present here, to be present where for now at least there is nowhere else you need to be, wherever you are, to be present here with each other where for now at least there is nothing else that needs to be done but to be. And with that, let's welcome each other into this space, in this room, and those of you connecting from afar with our words of welcome. A reminder that this is a space made holy by your presence here. And I'll invite Lindsay to lead us and invite you all to join along for whatever words or phrases or fonts resonate with you.
Whether you go to church on Sunday morning or light candles on Friday nights, whether you've been hurt by religion, saved by it, or some of both, whether you're brand new to spiritual community or a seasoned seeker, whoever you are, whatever you are, wherever you are on your journey, we welcome you.
Introduce our next song a little bit. This is one of my absolute favorites. It's a Pete Seeger song, "To My Old Brown Earth," which I first heard, we sang through it as a choral piece like a couple of days after he passed away in 2014. There's a line in it that's like, "I do charge you not to cry," and we were all sobbing. It's like, why would you do that to somebody? But what I am so moved by in this song is Pete Seeger, when he sings it, would just do it in what I call like Pete Seeger time. There was no rhythm that you could predict. It was just somebody delivering a message to you. And it was like, I don't know, it felt like every time I heard it, it was somebody wishing the best for me and wishing for me to carry that on. There's a line in here, "Guard well our human chain, watch well you keep it strong." That's been one of my charges to myself ever since I first heard it. So we'll sing through it twice. Don't worry about trying to follow a rhythm, because you're just sharing a message. And as we sing, I invite you to hear whatever words you need to hear this evening. To my old brown earth, and to my old blue sky, I'll now give these last
Good evening, everybody. It is wonderful to be with you here tonight. I did write this sermon. Hi, Ren. I did write this sermon thinking that we would be outside tonight, but I think it is just as appropriate that we are inside all together. And I think my daughter's going to join me for this one. Hi. Do you want to say hi? Okay. So, I recently graduated from seminary, Boston University. Go Terriers. And in grad school, in the fall of 2022, my wife and I were preparing to have this one. And so I knew that I needed to take a light semester because I was going to be absent for at least half of it. And luckily, one of my professors allowed me to do a directed study on whatever I wanted. And I said, I want to study the theology of soil. We have some soil fans here. And my professor, ever patient with me, agreed. And I love to hug a tree, and I love bird watching and camping and hiking in the woods, and I love being outside with other living creatures, but I've never been much of a gardener. And for all my time outside, I actually haven't had my hands in the dirt all that much. And for a long time, as far as I could tell, the dirt was mostly just a bunch of broken down rocks and decayed matter and minerals and stuff that kind of facilitated life, but otherwise kind of worth ignoring. And by grad school, I had started to learn that I might be underestimating soil. More and more information was coming out about mycorrhizal fungi that connects trees and other plants through the dirt. And rather than an inert substance that I was glimpsing that soil might be something much bigger. It might be kind of alive and important. It might actually be the medium on which all life depends. It might be the very clay that we are made of. And that felt like it had some theological weight to it. So I began reading and learning. And eventually I reached that terrifying point on every learner's journey where they've learned just enough to realize they know nothing at all. For instance, one thing that I learned just a bit about is that soil might have precipitated the fall of the Roman Empire. Through unsustainable agricultural practices, the empire used up all its land, arable land, and needed to conquer new areas in order to try to keep up with the demand of a growing and hungry populace, ultimately leading to political and social instability. Cool, I thought. Similarly, it may even have played a role in the expanding practice of slavery in the United States. As white farmers abused the human beings that they enslaved to work the land, they also abused the land itself. With monocultures of tobacco and cotton, thirsty, nutrient-hungry plants drained the soil, and when southern land, once seemingly a farming paradise, began to suffer under the weight of the monocultures, the white plantation owners made the people that they enslaved work even harder, abused them even more to try to get the same amount. And when the soil continued to decline under the weight of that abuse, slave owners needed new territories and new states, new untilled land to expand into, or their business would fall apart. Some historians have even argued that soil was one of the causes that led to the Civil War. When we think of history, we like to think of it as a history of people doing stuff. And yet often that seems to not be true. How much of history has been shaped by disease, by climate? And suddenly, through these studies, I was seeing a whole new lens through which I could understand history, through soil. And when I connected that history to myself and to the modern day, I could start to see it through loam and dirt, through micronutrients and earthworms, through this big thing that might itself be alive. There's this wonderful quote that I found attributed to the radio broadcaster Paul Harvey. You know, and now you know the rest of the story guy. He said, "Despite all our accomplishments, we owe our existence to a 6-inch layer of topsoil and the fact it rains." We, our society, our government, our military, our cities and laws, the internet, this church, all religions, everywhere, we owe our existence to a 6-inch layer of topsoil and the fact it rains. And I just kept thinking, how had I missed this? I loved the outside and I loved ecology and nature, and yet somehow I felt like I had become so disconnected from something so vital to life and so vital to my body. Something that connected me with the world and with everyone else. because I promise that this topic, though it's on soil, is not untimely. These questions are ultimately tied with the news headlines. How we treat the world reflects how we treat each other and ourselves. All theology is psychology, it is said. How we think about the divine, that which is greater than ourselves, says more about us than about any God. So too does how we think about the earth beneath our feet. Do we think of ourselves as a part of it? Separate from it? Is it a part of us? Is she part of it? Could my love for my new daughter also permeate the soil? In his essay, The Body and the Earth, Wendell Berry does not focus on love. Instead, he focuses on the connection of violence and the soil. He writes, "Violence against one is ultimately violence against all. The willingness to abuse other bodies is the willingness to abuse one's own. To damage the earth is to damage your children. To despise the ground is to despise the fruit. To despise the fruit is to despise the fruit eaters." And I can't help but think of those original fruit eaters, Adam and Eve, made out of clay. For out of it you were taken, you are dust, and to dust you shall return. One of God's punishments for the crime of eating this fruit is that Adam and Eve suddenly feel shame about their bodies. Suddenly they are set against themselves. Okay, you went down? Hi. Suddenly they are set against themselves and therefore set against part of creation. How much harm has come since? How many times have we recreated this original sin of forgetting where we come from, what we are made of, and therefore how we are all intimately connected? Connected to ourselves and connected to everyone else, to everything else. How many times has history repeated this connection and its loss? The connection between the abuse of the earth and the abuse of human beings. In my studies, I learned of a similar connection happening right now between authoritarianism and climate denial, which has a fun term that I learned called petromasculinity, which I liked very much. We're taking the actions that would harm the earth the most, buying the biggest truck, most polluting truck, voting for the most pollution-friendly politicians, is married with a willingness and even an eagerness and identity around harming others. Anti-trans, anti-immigration, anti-women, anti-diversity, and anti-earth. Never mind the 6 inches of topsoil and the rain. To admit that we are all connected to the soil would be to admit that we are not only individuals. Authoritarianism can't have that. It would be to admit that we are connected to the earth and therefore to each other intimately. Petromasculinity, authoritarianism, requires us to only be individuals. In studying soil and the way that it is part of us and that we are part of it, I was able to see the lie of pure individualism, a lie that cannot be maintained because it denies a foundational truth of interconnection. And therefore, I saw why authoritarianism must always fail, eventually. I saw why those fascists, as Woody Guthrie put it, are bound to lose. You want down? You want to go see mommy? No. You want daddy? I know, I love you. What I studied in soil is also what kept me coming back to this faith, though. Because it centered not on hate of the other, but on love of ourselves and each other. This Unitarian universalism. In the theology of the soil, I found a theology of love. One in which kindness towards the other is ultimately kindness towards all. Which showed me how the love that expanded inside of me when I first saw my daughter and later my son was also a love that expanded out to everyone and to all of creation. The love that connected me with the earth, with something larger than myself, and with the divine. And we are not just connected, we are the earth. The bodies that are abused by our systems and killed in the name of profit, that is the earth. And each new birth and each body celebrated and loved, that is also the earth. And our bodies, mine and yours, we are the earth. And yet we have been taught to separate ourselves from it, and so from ourselves and from each other. And I am not suggesting necessarily that everyone has to get their hands in the dirt and get all dirty. Only that this was how I found a foundation to my theology. That didn't just put love at the center, but made it part of the very ground that I walk on. That told me a story of interconnection. That taught me to take all of our accomplishments and all of our failures as a people, as a nation, in stride. Despite all our accomplishments, we owe our existence to a 6-inch layer of topsoil and the fact it rains. At a time when those in charge want to emphasize power of nations, of armies, of technology, this story puts all of that in the context of 6 inches of soil and rain. And to me, that story is radical. Do you know where the word radical comes from? That's right, yeah. From the Latin radicalis, which I'm probably mispronouncing, originating from roots. Sorry, roots. And so I think this story asks us and asks me to do radical acts. Start a garden, go for a bike ride, listen to the birds, get your hands dirty, or just go and love ourselves, love each other. And finally, I'm going to invite you to take a practice that I found helpful in my silly little soil study. I asked myself, what small things can I do this week that will heal the small patch of soil that I live on? Plant something, water something, love the people who live there. What can you do to heal the small patch of soil that you live on? Kiss your daughter when she falls. Love yourself on that soil. Love the other people on it. I promise it can heal you too. Thank you.
you ever heard the way that the trees talk to one another through the soil and the breeze? Have you ever felt the light under the ground, weaving the earth to life all around? The rain grows the grass feeds the herd feeds the plant, and the plant feeds the bird drops the seeds grow the trees give the air that we breathe. You and I are just one part of one big life with one beating heart. 'Cause the life that's in you is the life that's in me, and the life in a bird is the life in a tree. And if we can believe in one thing that's true, it's the life that's in me, it's the life that's in you. If we listened to the forest, we'd hear that it spoke. There's a message blowing through the maple and oak, that if we try to pick something out by itself, we'll find it's connected to everything else. The plant and the animal, the predator and prey, the prairie and the fire, the night and the day, love and grief, life and death are all bound together by the very same breath. 'Cause the life that's in you is the life that's in me, and the life in a bird is the life in a tree. And if we can believe in one thing that's true, it's the life that's in me, it's the life that's in you. The life that's in you is the life that's in me, and the life in a bird is the life in a tree. And if we can believe in one thing that's true, it's the life that's in me, is the life that's in you.
Thanks, y'all. That was beautiful. It's now the point in the evening for our ritual of gratitude and generosity, the sharing of the offering. Our custom is to share the offering with another organization doing good work, and this week the collection will be shared with Black Lives Matter DC. At this moment of escalating militarization of policing in DC, it's important to look toward and support organizations that have organized and mobilized against it at the speed of social movement. They've worked to build DC Collab, a people's self-defense network, which they describe as a community-based system of safety, protection, and solidarity led by the people most impacted by state and systemic violence, providing community trainings, using role play to rehearse and prepare for police harassment and violence, to navigate police abuse complaints, and to observe, document, and deter police misconduct. Black Lives Matter DC also works to support and sustain mutual aid networks and to coordinate rapid response and direct action in line with its intersectional, abolitionist, anti-racist analysis. For the care and sustenance of interdependent community, I encourage you to give generously as you are able. For those of you online, you can use the links in the chat box to donate to Venmo or Breeze, or you and anyone can donate, find us directly on Venmo at Sanctuary Boston or through this QR code. If you've written a joy or a sorrow on one of our cards here in person, we'll also collect those during the music.
There is a love holding us. There is a love holding all that we love. There is a love holding all. We rest in this love. We arrive together this evening, bringing all the joys and sorrows of our lives with us. Some of us arrive here full of gratitude, full of joy, overflowing with blessings. And some of us arrive wrestling difficult things, holding pain and brokenness of this world and ourselves. There is a love holding us. There is a love holding all that we love. There is a love holding all. We rest in this love. There is a love holding us. There is a love holding all that we love.
Would you join me in a moment of prayer? Whether you're at home or in the room, please take a moment to settle into your body. Or if your body doesn't feel comfortable or safe, let your mind take you somewhere else. And as Ian reminded us, and as our music continues to remind us, we are all bound together by the very same breath. So let's take one really, really deep breath together. Ready? In and out. Spirit of love, gracious and loving God, Spirit of soil, be with us this evening. Help us remember that we belong to one another. Help us remember those things that are alive and important, the ones we might forget to pay attention to. If you have come here today with a sorrow on your heart, show it a little tenderness. Imagine that person next to you, that community member, is sending tenderness towards that sorrowful place, because they are. If you arrive today full of joy, ready to celebrate, send some of that joy out to your neighbor. They could use it. I once heard that Unitarian Universalist prayers don't include enough confession, enough saying, "I'm sorry, I was wrong," because we don't necessarily believe that forgiveness or absolution will come from somewhere on high. But that's no excuse not to say, "I have messed up this week," or this lifetime. I am sorry, and I will try again. This evening has been all about the incredible interconnected world that we are a part of, and how lucky are we to be in this beautiful, broken world. Let us imagine our roots go down. Our branches stretch up and out. Our leaves, may they become wings. This is a prayer for peace. This is a prayer for thanks. This is a prayer for more love, more of this beautiful world that we share together. Spirit of love, help us remember to get dirty, get our hands in the earth, feel grounded, because we are not alone. We belong to one another. And we are all bound together by the very same breath. Amen. Blessed be. One more deep breath.
Make us aware. Make us aware we are a sanctuary, each made holy and loved. loved right through with thanksgiving. We are a living sanctuary anew.
We're going to hum this through a number of times. And then while we're doing this, let's see if I can explain this while I'm playing. You're going to come up to a couple of the tables that have candles on them and use the long lights there to light some of the little tea lights there. And then you'll take a moment to pass the light to the next person and take a moment to notice the light in you being passed to the light in them. Not just the little candle, but all the ways that we are interconnected with one another. And if you're with us online today, I ask you in a similar spirit to pass a candle emoji from one person in the chat to the next. And really take that moment to send some love to the person that you receive the candle from and to the person you're sending it to.
Make us aware we are a sanctuary. Feel free to rise. Each made holy and loved right through with thanksgiving. We are a living sanctuary anew. Make us aware we are a sanctuary, each made holy and loved right through with thanksgiving. We are a living
My friends, we are all connected to each other, to the earth, to ourselves. So I invite you, as we will leave tonight for the next week, be kind to each other. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to the earth, for they are all one.
There are more waters rising, this I know, this I know. There are more waters rising, this I know. There are more waters rising, they will find their way to me. There are more waters rising, this I know, this I know. There are more waters rising, this I know.
Fires burning, this I know, this I know. There are more fires burning, this I know. There are more fires burning, they will find their way to me. There are more fires burning, this I know, this I know. There are more fires burning, this I know. More mountains falling. There are more mountains falling, one more time.
There are more waters rising, this I know.
Can we get a special shout out for our guest music coordinator for tonight, Callie Jennings? Yes, Callie! Callie, you're my Shiro. Thank you. And Joe, Alex, Ashley, and Lucas in the band this evening. And thank you to Ian for our reflection.